season as a whole.
Yep.
What kind of takeaways did you get from the 2025 season?
That's a great question. I think going all the way back to fall camp, there's such a fluidity in college football right now. You really don't know what you have. I think that was probably I don't know if I've ever entered fall camp with so many question marks surrounding like, hey, what's our team? What's our identity? What are we going to look like? And it was just kind of a constant evolution throughout the course of the season. You'd see signs toward the end of fall camp. You'd see signs in game one, and then you'd see flashes like the way we started the Austin P game, and even in the TCU game, there were some small glimpses of things when you really evaluated it. We missed 2 field goals, or we're going to score 5 out of our first 7 possessions. I mean, I kind of gave me a glimmer of hope of thinking, man, I think this group right here can evolve into a really good football team by the end of the season. And lo and behold, that's what happened. I mean, to be able to win their second conference championship and do it with a very challenging schedule. When you look at the number of ranked opponents and 2 FBS opponents, and it was a grinder for sure. And they did it with, that's 7 road games in the regular season, which it's not hard. It's hard to win on the road in college football, and so to be able to do that under those circumstances, we had 2 back-to-back conference road games. And that from Georgia all the way to Southern Utah. That's challenging for a young man who's trying to get an education, and I don't know if people sometimes, I think they lose sight of that a little bit. These are not professional football players yet, so I'm very proud of what this team was able to accomplish, and looking back on it, man, they have nothing to hang their head about.
And what has this season specifically meant to you? You talked about those trials, those tribulations, those question marks, and you still end up finding success, even though it was tough at some points.
Yeah, I think it's just, I've always said this, I don't believe football builds character, but I think it exposes the type of character that you have, because when things get tough, what's in a man is going to come out of a man. And I think I referred to it, and Kobe and I were talking about this before the game the other day, is that, sometimes you have, I call it intestinal fortitude. You have to dig way down deep, and you find out really what's inside of you. Do we have what it takes to pick ourselves up after a tough loss, a disappointing loss? And we had a couple of those this year during the season, and but the way we responded, it tells you everything you need to know about this football team.
And speaking of that, what kind of message did this season send to the country about this program?
I can't really speak to what goes on outside the walls here. I know what it means to. You could see the hurt in young men, Dorian Plumlee and Will Schaefer, and how much this. And when you say program, to me, you're talking about the individuals. You're talking about people. You're talking about the relationships that have been built. You saw the hurt and how much these young men care for one another, and it's really something. That's what I take away from in a day and age of college football, where it's about bounce here, bounce there, bounce here, bounce there. And to see a group of young men who were forged by work, just grit, toughness, brotherhood, all the things that you want to say, they genuinely cared for one another. And that's really, at the end of the day, what it's all about, what college football should be all about.
And specifically here in Abilene, second straight season that all 3 college programs either won or won a share of their conference titles. What's that say about Chicago?
Yeah, hats off to Coach Neal. It's just, I mean, Hardin Simmons, I mean, obviously they're a machine. Those guys have just done an incredible job, and Coach just, he'll fire me a text every once in a while, and man, nothing but respect for McMurray and Hardin Simmons and what those guys have done with their programs. I think it's just good for college football. I think it's good for a community. I think it's good for this region of. I think sometimes the focus is so on FBS football and the caliber of football that's being played not only in the city, the caliber of football that's being played at the whether it's the FCS level, the Division II level, the Division III level. You got UTPB playing well, West Texas. I mean, there's some great football in this state, and that's what the heritage of Texas is really all about.
The schedule you all set before the season began, the amount of ranked opponents you had to go through, and these guys still, their goal was to go undefeated at home and win a conference title. Are they crazy with the schedule that they made? Why was everyone from the players to the staff, how did they make that determination a reality?
I really think that we don't really focus, we don't focus on our opponent. We focus on us and what we do and how we go about doing it. You hear people say this all the time. It's process driven, or I just believe in. I can't control anything outside this football program. I can only control what we do, and so I just try to set the thermostat every day for the energy, for the expectations, for the discipline, for the accountability, for every single thing that goes on. I mean, we just try to aim for the highest cloud, and we just take it one game at a time. We don't let a game. We don't let a loss lead to 2 losses or 3 losses. We really do just have a 1 week, 1 day, 1 game at a time mentality, and it just works for us. It's what we do. We don't mark games on our calendar. Oh, we got this game marked on our. We're looking forward. Last year's, doesn't matter. All we do is just really we take a day-to-day approach and have a day-to-day mentality of just trying to be better today than I was yesterday.
Over the past month and a half, players like Javon Gibson and Jordan Vaughn felt like they were like, I can be the best football player on this field when I'm here. For you, what were some other players, what were some other developments you've seen from your young men this season that blossomed into things like that?
Yeah, I think Javon is probably, when you look at the catches he made, the number of yards that he had, he was playing as well as anyone in the conference. The last month of the season, Dorian Plumlee was playing his best football. Will Schaefer started hitting stride the last 3 or 4 weeks and was playing probably his best football of the year. The 2 guys that kind of went unnoticed, Cortland Rousaw, Chris Herpin inside on the interior of our defense. If you look at Coulter Lynch on offense, being named all conference his first year to start, the Rotens and Josiah Fogel, who is in his 5th season with us. The entire offensive line. George French, transferred here a year ago. There's so many, to me, success stories with this group, guys that were kind of unheralded. That just got their opportunity to play, and they absolutely made the most of it.
Man, underdogs that disguise themselves as Wildcats. I don't know if they're underdogs anymore for what they've done here, Coach. I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you. Again, I've said this since this is a we thing. It's not a me thing. It's a player's game. It's players make plays. Players perform. And these young men, what they've done, I just constantly, I know you guys probably get sick of hearing me say it, but when you look at what they have done in four years here, if you just take the FBS programs out of it, let's just call it what it is. Texas A&M, Missouri, Texas Tech, North Texas. You're talking about teams that are in the playoff, University of Tulsa with a brand new coach. When you take those 6 games out, I mean, these young men, they've never had a losing season. I mean, what an impressive feat that's been. I mean, you look at, in reality, I mean, we shouldn't beat those teams. They have more scholarships than we have. They have more revenue than we have, right? We don't play in the same league as they play in. Like, it'd be like asking the AAA team to beat the Yankees, right? So I don't, man, what they have done, 14-2 in conference. They've only lost 6 conference games in 4 years. It's just incredible to go 14-2 and back-to-back champions. First time in 75 years to win a conference championship back-to-back at this university. Man, they have nothing to hang their head about. I mean, they lost to a really, really good football team. I mean, I'm just telling you, I've said it. It's great for FCS football when you see 2 teams going back and forth like what you saw on Saturday. Man, the weather was great. The stadium was packed. I mean, it was a great atmosphere. I mean, you got to tip your hat to Stephen F. Austin. I mean, they can go as far as they choose to go. I mean, they really can. That's a good football team. They've won 11 straight football games. And Kobe and them had those guys ready to play, and man, they made the plays in that game that they had to make to win it. And I mean, some of those catches are just absolutely remarkable. And you tip your hat and wish them the very best.
Coach, got into it a little bit there. The senior class really shifted the momentum and built a really good culture in this program. A great home record, really embodied what this university wants it to be. What can you say about that, Coach?
Yeah, I think that's, to me, the most important thing is, like, where do they go from here? What's the 35-year-old version of themselves? And people talk about that all the time, but like we truly build it. I mean, one of the things that, in reference to what you're saying, is, I mean, I'm sitting there in the hotel getting ready to leave on Saturday morning. Some lady that never met in my life walks up to me and says, "Are you the head football coach?" And I said, "I am." And she said, "I'm a businesswoman. I've traveled all over. And I just want to tell you right now, your football team, the way they conducted themselves, when I was on the elevator, meeting them in the hallway, the lobby," she said, they were absolutely first class. And to me, I gain as much pride from that kind of compliment than I do on how they played a game on Saturday. Because to me, I try to emphasize with our team, everything matters. Everything matters. I mean, the way you do and conduct yourself on campus, in this community, in a hotel in Tyler, Texas, it doesn't matter. You represent something far bigger than yourself. You represent all the men who came before you, all the alumni, a university, everyone that's going to come after you. So it's not just something we talk about. It's something that we try to instill into our players.
And then, one of those things that really matters is being on the field. You've got a bunch of guys, Kagan Roach, Chris Wright, Will Schaefer, who started a lot of games. What does that kind of give the younger guys, that experience, but then also what did that do for the team?
I think you have to be old to be successful, really. I mean, you got to put experienced players on the field, and if not, you're going to go through some growing pains. I mean, I think the development of some of our younger guys, I mean, to be able to get a couple of extra weeks of practice 2 years in a row, and I think goes a long way in helping in their development. But this is a week, I call it, we just kind of recalibrate. We do all of our exit interviews with our players, and there's no telling what it's going to look like. There's no telling what it's going to look like on January 2nd when we show back up after the break, and we begin building our roster, and everything is pointing toward the 26th season. So we basically, again, we just try to keep that same day-to-day operation. I'm a big routine guy. We do the same things over and over again, and I just try to let people understand that don't mistake routine for complacency, and I think it just gives us within the simplicity of our operation, there's a complexity within that, and we'll just hey, finish this semester out. Hey, they got finals this week. We'll do our exit interviews, and they'll go home and spend some time with their family, and then we'll be back here in the middle of January, and everything will be pointing toward the 26th season.
Jordan Vaughn really left it all out there this weekend, 3 touchdowns, 100 yards. What did you see from him?
I saw it in practice on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I just knew that he knew that, hey, the end is near. I could tell he had a focus, and it really goes all the way back to the summertime. I think if he could have stayed healthy, the injury midway through the year set him back a little bit, but he was just running with a purpose, and doesn't surprise me. It's the maturity that he has shown off the field and transferred that onto the field. Man, I cannot say enough good things about Jordan.
And then 1,000-yard season for Javon Gibson, 1,000-yard season last year for Blaine Taylor. What does that do for the program?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of really good wide receivers and quarterbacks and people come through this football program, and you start establishing a little bit of a reputation, that, hey, you can come here and make plays. Blaine was a junior college player. Javon obviously came from Baylor, and to be able to come and get the exposure and get the opportunity to be able to showcase your skill set on the field, and hopefully that'll lead to more opportunities in the future.
And then Stone Earl, kind of the 34 touchdowns this season coming back to the program. What did you see from him?
Yeah, he's just the ultimate competitor. I mean, he's a winner, and I thought he really, when he took what the defense gave, very decisive. Hey, hit it, take the check down, pull it and run it, whatever. That was when he was definitely at his best. Can't thank him enough for putting his faith and confidence in us to be able to come back and finish his career here. Very fitting that he led us to a championship. That's something he'll be able to carry with great pride the rest of his life.
And then what does it do for this program to have a guy come back and be so good as the starting quarterback now when you go try to find the next guy?
Yeah, you just look for certain intangibles, and there's a lot that goes into recruiting a quarterback other than just arm strength and his ability to make plays with his feet. It's you try to find what makes them tick, what makes them different, what makes them. There's that's not as easy as it sounds. You just are people gonna, when they get in the huddle, are they gonna rally around this guy? Do they have great belief in this guy? And that's some of the stuff that's hard to measure.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank y'all.